Hello, my dear Toastmasters. I welcome you all in this wonderful Wednesday evening for District 120 TLI session on Pathways. I am Farosha from Ericsson Toastmasters Club, and today I am the MC. And we also have Toastmaster Srinath as Zoom Master and Toastmaster Ramkrishna as Timer. Wilma Rudolph. As a child, she was told that she would never walk again. But she relentlessly pursued her dreams and became the fastest woman in the world and the first American woman to win 3 gold medals in track and field at the same Olympic game. And similarly, we have heard about so many inspirational stories of the athletes and players during these Olympic and Paralympic Games. They were able to achieve and create world records and win medals because they have defined a purpose for their life. We all are here as Toastmasters for a purpose, right? To improve our communication skills as well as leadership qualities. A speech without a purpose is like a journey without a destination. And the purpose of the Toastmasters is defined in the pathways. What are those pathways? And how many pathways are there? What are the benefits and values of the pathways? And what are the interesting features of those pathways and how to get the best out of the pathways? To answer all these questions, we have distinguished Toastmaster Ashok Kumar with us. Before moving on to the session, let me introduce our DTM Ashok Kumar. He has been a Toastmaster since 2012. Currently, he is the president of Emerging Leaders Toastmasters Club, member of District 120 Mentor Pool Committee, and club coach for Perambur Speakers Toastmasters Club. Recently, he won second place in International Speech Contest at district level. He has served as club officer and district leader in several positions. He became a DTM in the traditional program in July 2019 and in Pathways in May 2021. He received District Director Special Award for the year 2018-2019. And he is a Pathways mentor as well. Outside Toastmasters, his interests include blogging and singing. And quickly, we'll move on to the session. And if you have any doubts or if you need any clarifications, you can either raise your virtual hand or you can post or else you can post the questions in the chat window. Now, I hand over the virtual stage to our DTM, Ashok Kumar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Farosha, for that nice introduction. Good evening, all the Toastmasters who have joined this session on a Wednesday evening after your busy schedule. I congratulate you all on showing your interest to learn and develop and improve and get the best out of the Pathways learning experience. I assume that many of you may be new Toastmasters or new to Pathways learning experience. Raise your hand if you are in Pathways, in Toastmasters, only in the last 2 years or so. You can show your virtual hand or you can enable your video and okay, I see some hands going up with less than 2 years. Okay. If you have been in the traditional program, that is before 3 years, please raise your hand now. I want to see how many are have experienced traditional program. Yeah. Good. Okay. There is a mix of people who have gone through traditional program as well as Pathways. Pathways learning experience is a very, very powerful program. It was launched in our district in May 2018 or so, 3 years back. Prior to that, we had the traditional program. Pathways is predominantly online learning management system. There are 11 different paths and in each path, there are 5 levels and there are many projects in each level, and then speeches are to be given, things like that. Basecamp is the source of all the learning materials. Now, let me get into the presentation mode, and then we'll get back when you have some questions. Are you able to see the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So in this session, I'll be covering pathways overview, primarily what are the paths, levels, projects, features, competencies, and the like. Then I'll show one different way of accessing Basecamp and Basecamp features that are all available. Finally, resources slide, which I will show. Now, what is Pathways? It's an exciting, flexible, and interactive way to develop skills. What is meant by flexible? There are two aspects to the flexibility of Pathways. One is, in each path, there are certain number of required projects, and there are many elective projects. Elective projects can be chosen by the individuals as they deem it fit, because at the time of choosing the path, you might have had some idea, but as you progress through the levels, you may have different idea. So you can select the projects that you want. That is one aspect of flexibility. Other aspect of flexibility is something I'll touch upon after a while. Pathways provides an opportunity to build 300 plus unique competencies. When we hear the word competencies, it may look something big, but then when I show some samples of the competencies, you will understand what are they. There are 11 specialized learning paths to choose from. Everything is online. You can access it from anywhere, anytime. Typically, it will be good to go through that in a laptop or computer. Even tab may be okay, but when it comes to a mobile phone, there could be some challenges depending on your bandwidth and ability. Then real world transferable skills. It's not about all speeches only. There are projects which require you to do some activity or do a team project or do a team project, so that those skills that you gain, leadership skills or management skills, you can apply it in your career also. Okay. I'll go into the details of paths, levels, and projects in the subsequent slides. One good thing about pathways is initially there used to be a sequential progress and then sequential access of the project. After some time, Toastmasters International decided to open it for all the projects. You have access to all the projects in the chosen path. You can do anytime. And similarly, projects can be completed in any order. Though TA recommends that you progress level by level, you are free to do the projects in any order. Also, projects can be done in parallel. You may be delivering projects or completing projects in level 2. At the same time, you can also do some other project at level 4 or level 5, which may require a longer duration to complete. That flexibility is available. Also, you can do multiple paths simultaneously also. If you are having 2 paths right now, because recently in December, they gave one free path. If you had availed it, you may be having 2 paths or more also for that matter. In that case, you can progress in both the paths simultaneously. These are all the paths to choose from in Pathways. This is in the alphabetical order, starting from dynamic leadership, effective coaching, engaging humor, innovative planning, leadership development, motivational strategies, persuasive influence, presentation mastery, strategic relationships, team collaboration, and visionary communication. Now, I'll choose one path, that is the dynamic leadership path, to show the levels and the projects. Okay. Now, if you can see, there are 5 different levels, starting from mastering fundamentals, learning your style, increasing knowledge, building skills, and finally demonstrating expertise. These are all the 5 different levels. These levels are common in all the paths. Now, what you see here are the required projects. Like, for example, in mastering fundamentals, level 1, icebreaker, evaluation and feedback, researching and presenting are there. Of course, level 1 is common for all the paths. And when you come to level 2, understanding your leadership style, understanding your communication style, introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. Of course, starting from level, the projects may change from path to path. But then when it comes to the third project, introduction to Toastmasters mentoring, it is common across all the paths. Everyone has to deliver the speech or project called introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. As you go to the next levels, the required project may change from path to path. Okay. Now, then there are these elective projects. These elective projects are like this, okay? In level 3 onwards, from level 3 onwards, the elective projects are available. In dynamic leadership, one required project is there at level 3, and there are nearly 14 elective projects in level 3, active listening, which is about playing the role of table topics master, connect with storytelling, connect with your audience, creating visual, effective visual aids, like that. There are 14 elective projects. And in level 4 also you have 9 or so elective projects, building a social media presence, create a podcast, write a compelling blog. If you see, these are all some of the elective projects. You can choose whichever you want in these elective projects. Similarly, when it comes to level 5, you have ethical leadership, high performance leadership. Especially this high performance leadership is a project that may require long time, maybe 3 to 6 months, and it will require you to have a guidance committee and also a small team to do something worthwhile in your club or division, district, or in your company or community, something like that. And similarly, leading in your volunteer organization, lessons learned, moderate a panel discussion, prepare to speak professionally. These are available as elective projects in dynamic leadership, and many parts also may have the same thing. Now, broadly, there are 5 competencies, core competencies Pathways is talking about: public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. In this, depending on what are your core competencies that you want to develop, you can choose the path. Of course, the number 5, which is confidence, is not separately taught. It is gained over time as you progress through the levels. And as you can see, the level 5 will be there. That is, the confidence will be shown across all the paths. Similarly, public speaking is required. All the projects will have a speech associated. Most of the, there is only one exception, as I know. Otherwise, almost every project requires you to do one speech. So public speaking will definitely be developed in any path you choose. Okay. Now, here, now it's in focus. As you can see, the numbering system here shows that in dynamic leadership, the priority is public. Of course, public speaking is the primary skill or competency that you will develop across all the paths. The second one is the interpersonal communication. The third one is, as you can see, it is strategic leadership. So depending on what you are looking for, you can choose the path. For example, engaging humor and presentation mastery, if you see, they focus only on the public speaking. You may not need to have a team or develop a leadership skill or do a project and the like. It's all about public speaking, mostly about speeches. This is all about paths and core competencies. Now, there are different types of projects in Pathways. Some projects like Icebreaker that requires you to do only the speech, one speech. Whereas if you take researching and presenting, it requires you to do one speech as well as some individual task. That individual task in this case is gathering resources from across multiple sources, coming up with a speech on a topic of your choice, and then do. Similarly, if you take focus on the positive, that requires you to do one speech plus task. What is a task here? On a daily basis, you need to observe yourself, follow your emotions, thoughts, feelings, and then do some kind of journaling, and then replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts, or count your blessings, things like that. This project you need to do for a minimum of 2 months, 2 weeks. After that only you can give the speech. Like that, for some projects, there are there is minimum period. For example, lead in any situation or leading in your volunteer organization, which is a level 5 project, that requires you to do a team project, and then you need to deliver one speech. The minimum period is 6 months for this particular project. And you have some projects where you need to give 2 speeches. For example, motivate others or team building. In team building, initially you have to deliver a speech. What is the kind of team building activity you are going to do? And then do the project. At the end, you need to deliver a speech again. As I said earlier, high performance leadership is a little more complex, where you need to have a team to do the project. You need to deliver 2 speeches. Also, you need to have a guidance committee of minimum 2 members, of which one person should be a Toastmaster. There is one project called Manage Online Meetings. In this project, it's an activity where you conduct a webinar or online meeting, but you are not required to deliver any speech as part of this project. These are all the different project types. Now, as I said, there are 300 plus competencies. In level 1 itself, if you complete project 1 and 2 sincerely, you will develop 12 competencies. What are the examples? Recognize the elements of a basic speech structure. This comes in level 1, that icebreaker speech itself. Balance preparation and spontaneity when delivering your speech. Demonstrate self-confidence when speaking in front of an audience. These are the kind of competencies you will develop. For each project, if you go through the project manual, it will list the competencies that you can develop as part of that project. In fact, if you see the 5th competency, define communication and leadership goals. You are expected to have your communication and leadership goals at the time of delivering icebreaker speech. These are all the different competencies. You can download the manuals and project manuals and see it for yourself. Now, at this point, I would like to take a couple of questions and then move forward. If there are any questions, you can put it in the chat or unmute yourself and ask a question. Yes, Anirudh, do you have a question?
Can we change path in between?
Well, once you've chosen a path, up to 1 month you can return the path and then choose a different path without paying any extra charges. But after 1 month, there is no way you can change the path. If you want, you can go for a new path. You can buy a new path for $20. That is the option available. So within the first month, you need to return the path if you want. Also, for all the paths, for some of the paths, printed material will be available. That list is also there in the website. If you want to go for printed material, that would cost an additional $25. Most of us are comfortable going through all the material online, so it doesn't matter to us. Only some people who are comfortable with printed material, they can go for that by paying $25. But materials are not available for all the parts.
Yeah, actually, I joined just now, so I missed the initial part of the session. So
that's okay. You can watch it later on as and when the material is available on YouTube. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Okay. If there are no other questions, let me go back to the presentation.
Yes, Ashok.
Yeah. Accessing Basecamp, there is one other method. Normally, once we log in, we may go to the Pathways tab and then see there will be different other items that will come. But then recently I came to know that once you are logged in, your name, if you click, that is, you want to go to the profile page of yours, then there you can see the basic things like go to Basecamp or choose a new path or view the navigator. These are all the three top things that you will see even if you go through the pathways and then go to Basecamp or manage, choose a new path and the like. So these things are similar, but I find going through the my profile page is easier. We can remember it easily. Now, what are all the different features available in Basecamp? As I said earlier, all the learning materials are available in the Basecamp. One good thing is there are videos. For example, projects like body language, inspire your audience, or vocal variety, they all have videos as part of the learning materials. In printed form, you will be missing those. It's always better to go through the online material at least once. After that, you can refer to the project manuals. Then there are interactive activities and quizzes. For example, for every project, initially you will be assessing yourself on the skills related to that project. And at the end, after delivering the speech, you need to upload your evaluation form. After that, you also take the assessment again. At that point, again, you need to rate your skills. These are interactive activities. Similarly, there are interactive tabs. For example, when you read it in a page, there will be some bullets or something or boxes. There you can see one by one, you can go through it. It will be a good learning experience. As I said already, you can access all the projects in the chosen path. In fact, you can go through all the projects in your path and then plan for your level and path completion. That will be better. Project manuals can be downloaded. I will also show how to download the project manuals. Basecamp is a learning management system, finally. And you can see your progress once you open the curriculum. You can also you can also request and share feedback or badges from home club members. This is an underutilized feature of Basecamp. Personally, I've also not used this much, but it is a very good feature. For example, if you have delivered a speech, you can ask your fellow members to give their feedback. This is not evaluation. Evaluator gives you the complete evaluation form, whereas this one is to get some feedback from the fellow members. So it was good, or this could have been done better, things like that. E-portfolio is the last feature, but very effective feature. You can store all your speech evaluations and other documents. Also, you can see all your badges in this place. I'll go through that one by one. Once you go to the Basecamp, this is the screen you will see. In this, you can again see that there are, these are the primary, in this place, paths and learning. If you click on it, you will go to a page where you can see the curriculum and any other projects that are in progress. In Pathways, anything and everything may also be shown as though you are learning something. For example, how to evaluate, there may be a tutorial. If you activated or launched it, it will show in your current progress, current items that are in progress. Speech evaluation section, you can click on this and then go there and see whichever project, evaluation resources for any project you want, you can get it. There are many tutorials for each and everything. And under paths and learning, these are my current activities: engaging humor, open curriculum. I can click on it and then go for it. And this is a place from where you can go to give feedback or access the e-portfolio. The interface may be slightly confusing sometimes, because the moment you click on my badges or my documents, it will show up a different screen where it will show paths and learning, profile, that will show. So this kind of, this interface will come whenever you click on any of those things, like feedback or paths and learning or e-portfolio, documents, badges, anything you click, it will come to this page. So this is the page where you are seeing all your current projects or learning materials that you have signed up or registered. Once you click on open curriculum, you can see that what are all the different levels, and in each of the levels, you can click on it and then see which projects you have completed. For me, right now, I have completed only 5% of the overall path and 25% in level 1, because I have only completed icebreaker in engaging humor. One more project I have completed, but I am yet to get the evaluation and upload it. So this is what you can see. And in fact, you can click on level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5 and all. And in each level, you can see any project, you can launch, activate, and go through the learning material. Now, how do you download project window? In case you have not done it in the past, this will be helpful. When you open that any one project, for example, icebreaker, what you will see a button at the bottom, which it's a drop-down menu. If you click on it, it will show what are all the different sections in that particular project. In that, if you click on your evaluation, in that you will see evaluation resource, print my project, icebreaker, speech outline, worksheet. Like this, in any project, if you go to this your evaluation section, you will find all the resources that are available. For icebreaker, only 3 are there. For some other project, it may be more. For example, 360-degree evaluation resource, or planned resource, vision resource. Like that, there will be many resources relevant to that project. These are all the things you can download and keep it in your device, so that you can access it whenever you need it. You don't have to log into Basecamp every time you need to learn something about it or refer to something. So one more thing is, sometimes what we do is when new people join, icebreaker, okay, go through the project manual, but at least you have to just introduce yourself, prepare something. But then if you see the project manual of icebreaker itself has a lot of information and a lot of learning material. Every project manual has this section, purpose section and list of competencies. But in icebreaker, if you see how someone can practice the speech, techniques for practice, right from reverse with friends or family, record, use a mirror, practice sections, time yourself, things like that. A mentor may not have so much time to educate the protege when a new person is assigned. They can recommend the mentees or proteges to go through the project manual completely, so that way they will understand how to prepare the speech and deliver. Also, there are techniques on how to relax, breathe, and enjoy in icebreaker project manual itself. Think of the other complex project manuals. A lot of information is available in every project. Only thing is you cannot go through the videos or interactive activities or quizzes in the project manuals, but then as and when you need it, you can go to the Basecamp and watch them. This is another feature, Basecamp profile. As you can see here, it will give you your name and club name, and if you are holding any position, your email, all that. Also, in this, you can also see member since, credentials. This is what I was referring to. The Pathways Mentor, yes, will come here if you have completed the Pathways Mentor program as well as completed one full path. Then it will come as Pathways Mentor. You will also have a badge. In this section, you can, if you are taking up meeting notes, or counter, general evaluator, grammarian, and the like, you can go to your My Account page where there will be a preferences section. There you can go and say on which date you completed which role, or counter, or general evaluator, grammarian, and the like. This is a give and get feedback. Once you go to the feedback tab, you can see, and here you can request feedback request. You can say, okay, this is what I am looking for. And if you want to give feedback to someone else, then you have to go for search and get the name of the person, and then you can give your feedback or even a badge you can give. E-portfolio. This is a very, very important feature, very useful feature. Under e-portfolio, there are two folders. One is documents, the other one is badges. Badges are whenever you are completing some educational award level or something, you will get badges. And when you are completing a path also, you will get badge. Document, under document, you will have 6 folders. One folder is for keeping any document that you want. Other 5 folders are for each level, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. You can put your, you can upload your evaluation forms under those folders. In fact, you can even save your speech scripts also there, as long as they don't occupy a lot of space. I don't know about the size limitations, but then we can do it as long as it's not video or pictures or anything. These are the important features and very useful features. And there are many resources available on Pathways. Some of them are official, like Welcome to Pathways, Pathways Learning Experience, Pathways FAQ, evaluation resources, paths and core competencies, Pathways updates. This is a place where you can get the latest, whatever is the update. As you know, in level 1 projects, there is going to be some change coming in the next quarter, wherein the researching and presenting project is going to be moved to level 3. And then body language and vocal variety projects may come into level 1. That is some change that is going to come. Here you can see. And there is one District 4 has a page on Pathways. I found this useful. And the last one is my own blog, Tips for Toastmasters. I have published 14 different articles. You may find that useful. You can go through it and share with your team members. With that, I come to the end of my monologue presentation. Now I am open for questions.
Thank you so much, Ashok Kumar. I think Anirudh is having a question. Anirudh?
Yes, actually, I've completed level 1 actually. My path is leadership development. This level 2 project 1, I'm not able to understand the project objectives and things like that. So I'm not finding difficulties in understanding that. So that's why I'm not able to prepare a script actually. Because it's not clear in the pathways actually, the objectives.
Okay. In level 2, the first project is mostly about understand your communication style or your leadership style.
No, it says manage your time actually in my path.
Manage your time. Okay. One thing is, if it is about time management, then there may be some activity related to it. You need to jot down your tasks on a daily basis and see where your time goes and the like, and then deliver a speech. I have not come across this project so far, so I'm just guessing and then giving the answer. But then if you go through the manual, and then the steps and all should be clear to you. In case still it's not clear to you, please reach out to your mentor, or we can take it offline.
Sure.
Sir, okay. I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, I have recently joined Toastmasters. Okay. I just have one question. You were explaining about certain levels that need to be completed as a team project, right? So for somebody who is not employed like me, I'm a homemaker and currently not employed. So how do I carry out that team project?
Okay. That's a good question, Toastmaster Snega. In fact, when we talk about team project, it does not mean it's a project done in a corporate. It can be any project you can do in your community or in your club, your area or division or district, or a non-governmental organization, NGO kind, anything is considered project when it comes to Pathways learning experience. Because we say Toastmaster, I mean, our club meetings are like experimental platforms where you can try out different things. For example, if you want to implement a community composting project, like converting vegetable waste into manure and save the environment, if your apartment complex has like maybe 20 or 50 flats, you can do it as a project. Only thing is, sometimes it may require, if you are doing it as a high performance leadership project, HPL, then you need a guidance committee. Otherwise, what you need is team members. Your fellow residents can be team members. Only thing is, you need to inform your Vice President Education prior hand and then deliver the speech in your club.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Ashok, we have a question from Anil Kumar. He had asked that I just completed my second speech after Icebreaker. What I have to do next, how to update it in my login page.
Okay. After completing the speech, after delivering the speech in the club, one has to go back to the base camp, and then there is something called assess your skills after the speech. In the assess your skills, you need to again rate yourself on the skills that you have initially done. At the start of the project, you would have given, these are all my ratings. At the end, you have to give your ratings once again. Once you complete that and then click, it will say, congratulations, you have completed. It will take you back to the progress tracker page. There you can see that project is completed. Does that answer your question, Anil Kumar? Then you can move on to the next project.
Hello, excuse me, I have a question.
Yes, Toastmaster. Yes, Toastmaster.
Yeah, I'm Toastmaster Satya Krishnan from D120 Toastmasters Club, Coimbatore. My question is, for example, I have completed a path, the 5 projects I have completed, and I have told my VP, so for example, I'm saying, my VP is also, he is also updated the Basecamp and this leadership central that I have completed this project that has been awarded some DCP points and everything. And again, I'm doing that was another path also. And in that case, I want to wish to that elective projects. For in this case, for level 4, some other 10 projects are there. For mandatory thing, I have done 1 or 2 projects and completed that level 4. And in that case, I want to do what are the leftover things. If I wish to do that, is that I know that I can access and then view all those things. But as per Toastmasters rule, is that possible? Is that accountable? Is that have any credits like that?
You can in the new path. I'm getting some echo. Okay. In the new path also, you can start with any other level also, but unless you complete your previous levels, you will not get the certificate for the higher levels. For example, if you have completed all the projects in level 4, let us say, but you have not completed level 1, then you will not get certificate for the level 4. Only after completing level 1, level 2, and level 3, you will get level 4 certificates. And elective projects, you can repeat across the paths. If you have done the path, elective project 1 path, in the other project path also, you can do the same elective project. There is no restriction. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Okay.
And we have a question from Dhanushya. Is that necessary? We have to request the feedback in TI website.
Okay. There is no necessity to receive the feedback through the Basecamp in TI website, in Basecamp. But if you get it through the Basecamp, it will be available there for any time for you to refer to. Otherwise, also you are free to receive the feedback informally from your fellow club members or whoever has listened to your speech on that club meeting. Does that answer your question, Anusha?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
As Zoom Master has raised his hand. Okay, you can ask a question, Srinath.
Okay, thank you. Sir, I have a question. See, in the traditional path, whenever we participate in contests, let's say humorous speech or an international speech contest, the speech can be taken as a credit for one of the projects. Do we have such option in Pathways?
Yes.
You participate in a contest, give a speech, and consider that accounted under, we'll say, level 1 project 1 or level 1 project 2, so on and so forth. Is that possible?
Yes, actually, whenever you are giving a speech in the contest, you can get credit for that speech as long as it is aligned to any of the projects in your path. For example, inspire your audience is the project, let us say. Your speech is related to or aligned to the inspire your audience. In that case, you can get credit for that speech. Only thing is, you need to inform your Vice President Education beforehand, and some evaluator has to be assigned who has to be present during the contest and then give you the evaluation. In this case alone, maybe oral evaluation may be possible offline, and then of course written evaluation is compulsory anyway. Yes, contest speeches people can take credit. In fact, even contest chair role people can take credit. That can come under some of the projects like manage projects successfully. That project requires you to do some activity like conducting contest is an excellent example for that. You need to form a team, you need to deliver a speech in the beginning, and after the contest is over, you need to again deliver a speech saying that this has been completed and what was your experience. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a question from Ajay Sharma. I'm mainly focusing on public speaking and gaining leadership skills. In which order should I opt at?
Okay, in fact, you put both public speaking and leadership skills. But if you're focusing primarily on public speaking to begin with, I would suggest you to go for presentation mastery path. Also, if you are interested in entertaining the audience in a humorous way, you can also go for engaging humor path. These are the two paths which do not require you to work with a team or manage a project and the like. You can purely focus on your speeches and public speaking. Probably after completing presentation mastery, you can go for another path which require you to do some projects, work with a team, managing a team or leading a team and the like.
Anirudh, I saw you raising the hand. If you have any questions, you can ask.
No, actually, it got cleared. Actually.
Okay.
I have one more question. In the traditional program, we had something called as high performance leadership, where you exhibit some leadership roles, like leading a contest or a conference. You can go and file for that particular award. Do we have that in Pathways?
Yes, Srinath, high performance leadership project is there in Pathways. In fact, in three paths, it's a required project. I can remember one path which is innovative planning. Innovative planning path requires HPL as a required project in level 5, I think. Okay, I'll share the screen on what needs to be done for high performance leadership project. What you need is, you need to have a project plan. You have to form a guidance committee with minimum 2 members. One of them should be a Toastmaster. This is where I was referring to earlier. You can do projects outside your club also, outside Toastmasters also. But you need to have one Toastmaster as a guidance committee member. Similarly, implement your plan with the help of a team. Again, these 3 other members need not be Toastmasters. And guidance committee has to meet at least 5 times. So when they have to meet for 5 times, assuming that they meet week on week. So this project will go on for a minimum of 5 to 6 weeks or more than that. If you want to do really meaningful project, it may take anywhere from 3 to 6 months or sometimes even 12 months. If it is a grand project, you want to do it really very well, something like that. So initially you need to deliver a speech to introduce your plan and vision. After the project completion, you need to deliver another speech to share your experience. I am sharing some of the ideas here, which you can expand on it these things can be trigger points for you. For example, improve club meetings during your term as Vice President Education. Build membership by conducting open house meetings for guests. Improve mentoring program in your club or area or division. Earlier I said implement composting of kitchen waste in your apartment complex, or charter a new club in your company or community. These are the kind of projects you can do in high performance leadership project.
Excuse me, I can add something here.
Yes, DTM.
Sorry, Rajan. High performance leadership is a compulsory project in 3 parts. The top 3 leadership centered parts, there is innovative planning, persuasive influence, and effective coaching. This comes as a compulsory project, but it is available as selective in many other parts also. So some people want to avoid this, depending on the path they have chosen. If it is only an elective, they may avoid this. But they cannot totally avoid the idea. If you want to get a DTM, you have to do a DTM project, which is somewhat close to high performance leadership project. It has got some differences, but it is similar to that. So the idea is, before you become DTM, you at least, once or twice you work with the teams and plan and implement and do a project, that type of thing. So you cannot keep on avoiding this if you want to get a DTM. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM. As he said, the DTM project, the differences are like this. You don't need a guidance committee in a DTM project. Also, you need to get a 360-degree evaluation from members of the team. These are some of the differences between the HPL and DTM projects.
A follow-up question, you gave some sample projects which can be taken for HPM. Can we take conducting a OTP, or rather being an OTP chair or a contest chair for an area contest, or a conference chair for a division conference? Can those be taken for HPM?
Absolutely, yes. When it comes to district conference, the amount of work and the effort that goes into it is phenomenal. Such activities can be taken definitely as a high performance leadership project. In fact, in district conference or division conference, which used to happen in at a different scale as a full day event, taking up division conference chair role can be a high performance leadership project. Also, other things like speechcraft coordinator or OLP coordinator, they will get credits. Sometimes you may be the co-coordinator, assisting the coordinator. If you are organizing all the meetings and basic things, you are organizing the mentors, role players for many meetings. Such things also can be done either as HPL project or manage projects effectively, things like that. Yeah. Yes, DTM Center.
I want to add a little more. High performance also has got 360-degree evaluation. And there is a very good suggestion I can give. When you are in the level 2, when you are going through your regular club activities, first you read the high performance leadership manual fully and I understand it even at that time. Maybe any of the things you are doing may qualify for that, and high performance may come to you later on, at a later date. So if you are alert, you can catch, okay, this work anyway I am doing, why not I make use of this as a high performance leadership project? So you can do it. In fact, you can always do, if you get an opportunity in your routine working, you can always do a high performance leadership and complete it and keep it in your kitty, because in any part where you go, you can make use of it later on also. You can use it there. It is a very interesting project. People should not try to avoid that. They should take on that.
Thank you, DTM Sampath, for adding additional insight.
I think we have no more questions left, and we are almost, we have 3 minutes left. So thank you so much, DTM Ashok Kumar, for your very detailed and informative sessions and pathways. And I hope it will be really helpful for us in pursuing our pathway journey. And
Thank you,
there will be
Feroz.
yeah, thank you. So a feedback form will be shared in the chat window. So I request all to please fill the feedback form, and also a Mentimeter link will also be shared. You can post your takeaways from the session on the Mentimeter link also.
First, let me share the feedback form. We'll give 30 seconds for the members to share the feedback, post which I'll share the Mentimeter link, and also share my screen to show the word cloud.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, sir. It was great, informative. Yeah, but I was not present since the beginning of the meeting, so I missed a lot of things. Maybe I can ask you some things offline.
Sure, definitely. You are welcome.
I've shared the Mentimeter link as well. So please give your takeaways from the session. I'll also share my screen so that you all can see the word cloud formation. And please share as much as you can. What are your takeaways from the session? And let me know if you're able to.
Yes. Yes, it's visible, Srinath.
Right. So 6 entries so far. Please share. Yeah, there are entries coming in. Please share more takeaways from the session. All right, keep your entries coming. Over to you. I'm stopping my screen share. Over to you, Toastmaster Feroz.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srinath. And I thank everyone for attending this session. And also, I would like to thank our TLI team for organizing this session. And I would like to thank our Zoom master, Toastmaster Srinath, and our timer, Toastmaster Ramkrishna as well. And thank you so much, Ashok Kumar, for your wonderful session. And good night and goodbye all until we meet in the next TLI session.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for giving me this opportunity, and I enjoyed this session. In fact, they say if you want to understand certain things better, you teach for others, you teach others. That way you get to learn more and in detail. In preparation for this session, I had to do a lot of learning. That was helpful for me.
I know that. I know the pain that you have to go through.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Since I joined late, it seems like the session got over so fast actually. But still it was informative.
And Anirudh, the recording will be uploaded in YouTube. I think you can have a look later.
Yeah, sure.
Share the recording to everyone. So you'll definitely be able to.
Yeah, you can also reach out to me anytime if you have any questions on Pathways or Toastmasters in general.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Thank you.
Actually, I want that. Where can we have this recording of this session?
No, we will be sharing it in a few days' time.
Okay.
You will be getting it over email.
Okay.
Or, alternately, your division directors, area directors can also share this as and when it is ready. So this is obviously editing table, and we will be
Okay.
I will also share the PowerPoint slide with the TLI chair. He can
I
share
will
it with all the participants.
begin with all the registered participants.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Right. I think we are at the top of the hour. Thank you, everyone, for joining on the weekday. For a weekday, having a audience of 40 plus is definitely a great achievement, I would say. We will continue to be having these pathway sessions. We have 4 pathway sessions, as a matter of fact, through this entire Toastmasters year. But it's going to be a different perspective. Whatever you heard today was the basics of pathways. There are various aspects of pathways which will be covered in the future sessions. And as far as this session goes, the video will be shared soon. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Srinath. Thank you, Feresha. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Bye.